There's something really exciting choosing the new name for your brand. But one thing that you really must keep in mind is that your brand name will appear in multiple places. And what do I mean by that? Well, most people choose their brand name and then go and see if the website's available, the website domain name, so brandname.com or brandname.org. That's all well and good, but you do need to have your brand name in other places too. Think about all the social media platforms that are out there. Quite recently, I had a new client join me and they had already chosen their brand name and they'd bought their website domain name. They came to me needing some graphics, social media graphics in the main, and I asked them if they had the platforms already, if they created accounts, which they hadn't. When we went to look to create these accounts, we couldn't get the platform names in their brand name. They'd already all been taken. So we had to come up with some clever ways of getting their social media accounts active, but we couldn't use their brand name. We had to use different elements, add words on, use hyphens and underscores, which isn't ideal. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a little tool, a website that I use regularly when I'm working with clients and we're choosing their brand name. So I'm going to show you my screen and take you through it. So here is the website that I want to show you, and it is called Name Checker. Now this is a fantastic website if you're coming up with a new brand name or a name for your business, name for a product, name for an app, and you're going to need to be building social media channels for that, and you want to check if the name is available. So let's, as an example, say I'm going to create a new business selling baseball caps, and we're going to call it Calls Caps. So what you do is you enter your brand's name into the box here, and we hit search. And what Name Checker does is it goes out there and it checks all the social media platforms that you can see here, along with whether the main domains are available. You can click on the load more options and you can see that also there are Spotify, WordPress, Discuss, LiveJournal, and more domain names down here. This is a great way to check before you choose your brand name if you're going to be able to get social media handles in the exact same word, or if you're going to have to add on some additional words in order to get the handle. Now, for myself, I'm based in the UK and it doesn't show whether the .co.uk is available. There is another website that you can use, very similar name, and this one is namecheck.com. And if I put in Calls Caps into here and click check, you can see here it's telling me, it's showing me here the .co.uk, which is what I'd be looking for, and it's available. And it also has more modern domain names, and further down the page, a bit like Name Checker, it's showing me which social media channels are available. And it's saying here that the LinkedIn one is already gone and the Snapchat one's already gone. So I'd maybe have to think about adding an extra bit to my brand name in order to be able to get those channels. But that would then mean that I would maybe have facebook.com/callscaps. I'd have @callscaps for Twitter, @callscaps for Instagram, but I would have to make an additional set of letters or word in order to get LinkedIn and Snapchat. So it muddies the water a little bit. You know, I'd really like to have @callscaps or /callscaps for all of the social media channels that I'm trying to get. But I would highly recommend that if you're coming up with a new business name or a brand name, that you go to namechecker.com, put in the name and see if it's available. And you might want to have a bit of a rethink depending on how many green ticks you see here. By the way, I should add that if you want, You know, you can just click on each of the icons and it will take you to the website directly, and you can very quickly register the name for all of the ones that you want. I hope you found that quick tutorial on how to use Name Checker useful. It is something that I advise all of my clients to do when they're coming up with a brand name, to check that everything is available for the name that they want. Sometimes a client is absolutely 100% set on a brand name and the handles aren't available. In that instance, we will use additional words, add them onto the brand name so that we can get the handles for the different platforms. But really, you want to make it as easy as possible for your customers or clients or viewers. If your brand name is short, ideally you want to have the exact same social media handle as well. So until I see you next time, folks, please check out my Facebook group, Rock Your Brand. Give this video a like, share it with your friends, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. And until I see you next time, stay creative, folks.